Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. Today we will be taking a look at this deck. This is the Dream Vision Tarot 2nd edition. So I backed this on Kickstarter and it arrived just a few weeks ago, and it didn't come with anything. There's no card, nothing, just a deck. It was shrink wrapped, but yeah, I don't really mind that there isn't a lot of I don't really mind that there's not a lot of extras with the deck, and I'll show you later because the deck is just stunning. I'm just gonna tell it right off the bat, this is a stunning deck. So the guidebook, this is a guidebook. There's not a whole lot of information here. There isn't any spreads. It's really just the meanings of the cards, and no pictures, but yeah. So it just contains some basic information about the cards, but again, it's okay because, guys, this deck, I'm just gonna show you why it doesn't, everything else doesn't matter because of this deck. So first of all, the backs. Probably right now one of my favorite backs. It is reversible. The cardstock is matte, perfect thickness. It's shuffleable. It feels sturdy. It is beautiful matte. The colors. Anyway, I'm going to show you later. And it has these painted edges, bright blue painted edges that I love. Now gilding, there are some gilding that I like, some that I really dislike, but I'm all for painted edges. I have another deck. It's the Little Odd Tarot. I also backed that on Kickstarter that also has painted edges, and I love painted edges. It's like edging a deck, but you don't. It's like you don't have to do any work and the deck is edged, and it's just, look at it. I mean, it's not flashy or anything, but I mean, it's not reflecting or anything, but guys, okay. Anyway, enough about that. Let's zoom in and let's take a look at these cards. Stunning cards, guys. Like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna zoom in and let's take a look at each card one by one. Okay, so before we start with the flip through, you see, I was so excited to show you that I forgot to mention that it is sized a little bit differently from a standard tarot card. So this is the Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith, and it is a little bit taller and slightly narrower. Yeah, but for me, I like the size of that deck. No issues from my side. Okay, so again, let's start with the flip through. Okay, I need to get this to focus. Okay, so the colors are bright and vivid, and the cards are borderless. They're beautiful matte. And the first time I saw this deck, the first edition, when it was first released, was when I first started doing tarot, and I was so intimidated by the deck. It's just like I wanted it, but I felt intimidated by how the figures are depicted. But when I saw the Kickstarter for the 2nd edition, I just knew I had to back it. And guys, I have no regrets, none whatsoever. I feel like this deck is something that I can read intuitively, and I read a lot from the guidebooks. I love a good thick guidebook. I love using or working with guidebooks, but this deck feels like it can be something that I can read intuitively or get. And I know there have been a few videos that I told you about energies, feeling there's a a particular energy from the cards, and this one, it also gives me goosebumps. And I don't know if that's coming across or if you are also feeling it as you take a closer look at these cards. But yeah, to me, it's really more than just cards. And whew, I'm getting goosebumps. And just, yeah, so we're moving on to the Suit of Wands. And I'm not gonna, you know, I can't put into words. I don't feel like I'm eloquent enough to put into words just how much I love these cards. They're kind of pippish because there's you know, there's not a lot of, I mean, it's not fully illustrated. The scenes are not fully illustrated, or the minors, but I just I feel like I'm again speechless. Look at this Two of Cups. Just like this Three of Cups. And I know some people who actually dream of figures like this. I don't, but I feel connected somehow. And the colors, I think the camera is picking it up, but it's just on a different level when you see it in person. Now I don't know if she has the decks up for sale since the Kickstarter has ended, but I'll find a link and I'll put it in the description box if you're interested in this deck, if it calls to you. Because I know that the first time I saw it, I wasn't at all compelled to buy it or wasn't interested in buying this particular deck when I first saw it. But yeah. But when I saw it again, when it so I think that's also a sign that, you know, decks come to us when we need it, or when we're ready for it. I think that's a better term. And just love how it is illustrated. I love the colors. I love how it feels. I think it will shuffle really well. And I can't wait to use it. You know, one of the ways I bond with my decks is by doing these flip-throughs. But I feel already that this deck has a lot to say. It might not be, it doesn't feel like it's going to be a hug deck for me. I think it's really going to give me messages that I might not be ready to hear. But I'm ready for it. And I have a lot of decks. I have over 100 decks right now with me, but only a few decks I can say have made me felt as excited This... Look at it, right? Like each card, it's like a surprise. I love this page. Then the Queen and the King. Alright, so I zoomed out and let's see how this deck shuffles. So it is a little bit longer, so kind of hard for me to get my hands across it, but it's doable. So let me try that again. So you have to get used to it because of the size, but the cardstock shuffles well. It's just me that doesn't know how to shuffle. Okay, then probably we'll do side shuffle. Okay, I have a lot of cards coming out. So since it's a new deck, you can see that it's still sticking to each other, but it'll work. I think it'll work itself out. Just have to start using it. And yeah, and I really love these painted edges. I wish all cards have painted edges. I mean, I'll take it over gilding anytime. But that's just me. Because usually the colors of these painted edges are also very vivid, bold colors, and I love it. When I try to edge my deck, sometimes the ink pools on the corners, but this one is just even all throughout. Okay, so let's just see if we can get a card to jump out, just so you can see how the guidebook, the little white book, reads. So probably, let me just pick a card from the deck. And we will be reading for the Fool. So in the guidebook, you also have, it's not focusing, okay. You also have a planetary association. So for the Fool, it's Uranus. And it says, the Fool card represents a new stage in your life. The endless possibilities of youth and adventure capture your heart and lead you to embrace the moment. Let the world be your playground as an innocent child does, with carelessness and spontaneity. You feel like you can do anything, with no commitments or worries in the way. You'll walk out of this phase with a sense of naivete, wondering where all the time has gone, and with a new appreciation for this wonderful life we've been given. So it's not long, there's not a lot of text in there, but it has a pretty good message. And again, guys, the cards, the art, and the colors, and really excited about this deck. I find it really beautiful. I find that it gives off wonderful energies, and yeah, I can't wait to read with it. And I think, and you know, my initial thoughts about this deck, again, was I felt intimidated by it when I first saw it, but it just came to me at the time that I feel that I'm ready for it, and I feel really excited to start working with this deck, and I think it shows, right? Anyway, if you like this video, please don't forget to click on the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I post tarot related content at least once a week, and I will see you again next time. Bye!